Trek 10 kilometers. Met a protein feast in a swamp. Hidden in the water is a fierce. Once a lizard bites a person. Never let go. During the course of the negotiation, Lord Bay dare not relax in the slightest. Dozens of rounds down. Finally caught this manic little guy. Claw sharp tooth. Just a little bit is enough to drink a pot. To ensure their own safety. They grab the tail. Crazy slam to the tree trunk next to it. Even if the lizard rolls his eyes and dies, he's still worried. Aim for the forehead and then stop. Busy for half a day, go ashore contented with the spoils. Unlike the dangers of Union Swamp, jackals, wolves, tigers and leopards are all six, will secretly lurk at night to catch you off guard. So the priority is to find a place to light up the barbecue. Then get out of here before dark. Lord Bay found a strip of fresh water not far away. Decided to settle on the shore immediately. Everything in the rainforest is damp. To get dry tinder. Found a bamboo. After scraping the most epidermis with a knife, you get a precious fire dragon. This bamboo crab burns at one point. Next, start working on the protein meal. The little guy is getting old at a glance. All the meat in the abdomen collapsed. The only acceptable thing is the tail. Cut a slit on it to take the meat. The whole tail is cut off and baked over the fire. The thick old skin can protect the meat inside from burning. Except for the tail. Fresh liver is not wasted. Bake over medium heat until medium rare. 5. You want a bunch of baking orders at the snack stand. Think waxy chewy. It is the best choice for iron supplementation. After eating the appetizer, the grilled tail is also good. Take a sip. He gave a very high evaluation. The meat of this thing is the same age as him. It's hard all over. Before departure, he has modified the boots. Because of ordinary boots, not as useful as rainforest boots. In order to avoid the solace of the feet being soaked, you can manually poke several drains to prevent it. Stand-up group. After eating and drinking, fill a pot of water and continue to walk forward. Within 2 meters, I encountered a banana tree, too high to reach. Then pick the whole one off. The little bananas are crunch every full moon. Bitter and astringent, not very good taste. In this impenetrable rainforest, he accidentally found a paradise. The river water is a bright blue because of its minerals. He's sure there's something good down there. The photographer couldn't stop it. Plop in. Patrolled around and found a lot of bait. I just finished lunch and need to get some afternoon tea. After going ashore, he collected a large bundle of vines. Take your pants off without fishing gear. Not the 2 trouser legs separately. Wear the vine into the waistband, forming a circular fishing net opening. After climbing the tree, put some sand in the side pockets. It can make the pan sink better to the bottom. Although this move is tantamount to Zhong Tai Gong fishing, but it's man-made. Then sprinkle some sand. Coaxing fish is food. Hope some stupid fish takes the bait, but in the end, I picked it up and saw nothing, and it's raining harder and harder. Just wear pants. Leave this leaky place. 800 meters ashore, picked up a fat beetle. Dig pincers for the little guy's mouth and barbs for the legs. Can hurt. Although not a delicious afternoon tea. But what we focus on is that you can eat it even if you remove it. While the legs are still moving, food is 9 minutes fresh. Hurry up and leave some scratches in your mouth and burst the pulp. Crispy 1 bite at a time. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. Walking through the rainforest. Food provides far less energy than it consumes. Even junglers have to find a place to rest. Unexpectedly lucky. Under the stone, I found 2 big snails. Pick up a protein supplement with a knife. It's like a big, cool pen holder. To get rid of the odor in the mouth, and he had to look for nature nearby. Fresh breath. This is a plant called canaglia. Just peel off the furry skin and eat it. Not only can it get rid of parasites from the body, it also has a refreshing effect. Junglers have a treat this time. I actually picked up a bison on the street. Just when it was cool, I smell the bad smell. Although I guess that Lao Niu may have answered for 3 or 4 days, but he didn't give up. He still planned to cut it open and take a look. When you cut your back, the stench position hits the sky. They can't even keep their eyes open. Lord Bei was unwilling to continue on his way. As soon as the book arrived, Lao Niu was targeted by his companions. The herd of bison charged forward like crazy. Frightened, Bei quickly changed his course of action to avoid being targeted. After going through the jungle, I came to a section of the river. Here live the world. The largest herd of hippos. Their footprints are bigger than a human head. In the eyes of hippos, humans are little kalami. You can easily step on it. Lord Bei subconsciously stayed away from the area where the hippo took a bath. I'm going to go and get some lunch. Fishing tools are readily available. You only need to take out half of a person and act as a float. You get a Wilderness Limited Edition. Zhang Taigon's fishing wish is hooked. He plans to use the fishing time. Go nearby to observe the situation. It's very empty. Surrounded by hippos, one professor after another, gives people a strange feeling of being far away from the world. Lord Bei bluntly doesn't like this feeling. I plan to go back and see if there are any unlucky fish. The hook that was originally floating on the water surface is gone. I want to be hooked in disaster in the next life. Pulling up the fishing line, it looked like a 2-catty catfish. After dealing with the little guy, hurry back to the jungle. It's safer here. He's going to pick a camp for tonight. The ground just saw a century-old baobab tree. Louse with black ants under the tree. It's a vicious ant. A big bag that will swell after a bite. It's itchy. Bei doesn't want to stay here to feed the ants either. Turned around and found a hollow giant rat. There's plenty of room inside. It's a natural rain barrier. The average person might think this is the perfect cottage, but to him it was a cage. In case of an uninvited visitor. Closed around. I didn't even think about the chance to escape. Or do you prefer the tree opposite to run in and take a look? There was no danger. To calculate the time of darkness, spread your fingers. Point your little finger at the gap on the horizon. Is 15 minutes. The sun is on the 3rd finger. That means it's dark with 30 minutes left. So you have to hurry up and work. Prevent the presence of carnivores. Lord Bei ordered a stick on the tree. This is to prevent being attacked in the middle of the night. To quickly climb up the tree to avoid danger. Security is ready. Next, hurry up and think about life. Cook over high heat for 30 minutes. Spicy grilled catfish. Take a bite of loose meat. It's like eating hot mud. However, the thought of protein is several times that of beef. So he swallowed it and left the next day. They threw sticks madly into the tree. This is to eat the legendary monkey noodle wrap. It took 9 bulls and 2 tigers to shoot down one. Baobabs are a rare delicacy. Tastes like dried cheese bread. For emergencies. He took the remaining fruit, put it all in your school bag and take it away. Passing through a dry wasteland. Suddenly I heard a familiar voice. It's Xian Wei-du. Hunter Neefeet walks in to check the good guy. Sure enough, he hid inside to enjoy the shade. Isn't this a door-to-door protein meal? The foodie was quickly blocked with his school bag. Wei's way out. Then excitedly ran to the side to prepare the wilderness tools. Find a long wooden stick. Fold another outer glyph vertical fork. Using yucca leaves to bind them together. After obtaining the jungling tool, then go back the same way non-stop. When opening the school bag, you can clearly feel the anger of the little spicy strips. Use the hook to pull it out first, while it is being held down. Quickly pick up a stone and launch a ranged attack. Easy access to protein. Lord Bei is in a good mood. Decided to cover up the most primitive drilling for fire. Find a hard wooden stick. Cut off the surface spikes and use them as drill pipes. As for the base, it is made of dry wood. Cut a gap in the side to provide oxygen. Next comes the test of endurance. It took a jungler $99 to make white smoke. He quickly put the exhaust into the stove. A gentle blow in the wind sets off a raging fire. With a fire, DIEP is full of sense of achievement. Immediately take off the snakeskin coat smoothly. The devil's cane was covered with spikes. Can be used as a barbecue grill. Hook the spicy strips, bake for half an hour. The delicious grilled spicy strips are out of the oven. Take a sip. It's that familiar chicken smell. Spend a night in a cave. The next day, a precious fig tree was discovered. The foodie was immediately climbed up to the guaidu. Although it has no taste, but it can add a large amount of vitamins in a short period of time. See before leaving, and pack all the figs within reach. Then he imitated the monkey's subordinates to move files frantically. Safe landing. As the terrain changed, new dangers were encountered. You see freshwater crocodiles everywhere. To save this little life, he needs to get away from where there is water. The further you go, the more dangerous it is. This one with the Y, round nose, is the saltwater road. Every year they eat countless creatures. They might even attack boats on the river to pull people down and kill them. They is also conscious, and alligators maintain a safe distance from the territory until they enter a forest. Just a little relieved. Junglers have a treat. Found a stone chicken coop in the desert. The rest he plans to taste as fried eggs. Find a slab of the right size. Crack the eggs and lay them flat on top, so the surface temperature of 66 degrees. You can fry it in an instant. Onion, ginger and garlic have no taste, tender and juicy. Protein is dozens of times that of beef. Survive in a hot desert environment. The human body consumes a lifetime of water every hour. It is said that there is water under the feet of the palm pear tree. After a day of thirst, he decided to try it. But after digging for more than 10 minutes, it is still hot, saying, "I had to change my mind." Make a dew pit. Lay a layer of brown donkey liquid in the pit. Then put stones of different sizes, heads stacked on top. Temperatures drop sharply at night. Wait until the sun rises the next day. The heat outside comes into contact with the cooling stone, will produce dew. Just wait eagerly for the next morning, and he lifts it expectantly. And there was very little dew. But it's better than nothing. I can only suck hard and not let go of a trace of tenderness. Bay's goal is to cross the desert to the Atlantic Ocean. Caught a baby shark on the way. This little guy is in the sand. Faster than a fish. You can even drill to a depth of 1 meter. Escape pursuit. He decided to put it in the sand. To entertain everyone. Good guy. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared in an instant. Wearing natural auspicious clothes. Completely blends in with the sand. Junglers rummage through the sand. In the end, no trace of the baby shark was found. The temperature in the desert stabilized above 50 degrees at noon. Few plants can survive. However, Arab, if you water the tree, you can adapt to the ring here. His branches are full of spikes. What's really useful are the corners that stick to the surface. Although you can't eat it directly, but you can put it in your mouth and chew it like chewing gum. It can give the brain the illusion of eating, so that saliva can be secreted to relieve the symptoms of dehydration. Continue to trek for 10 kilometers. You can clearly smell the sea. The lawns are also excited to run to the edge of the cliff. The cool sea breeze blows. He carefully selected a cracked cliff. Climbing down from here has a better chance of success. Imitate the pose of the shallot. Hold on to both sides of the crack. And we made it to the coast. Huge ship in the distance. It also attracted the attention of Bayi. Based on past experience. Abandoned ship. It will attract a lot of marine life to gather. Access to protein. Can't set fire. Immediately into the water and swim towards the boat. The strong current kept dragging him back. Seize the opportunity to seize the hemp rope on the boat and jump up. After boarding the ship, the deck is stained with rust corroded by seawater. I walked around and found the entrance to the lower warehouse. Just went in. A daring little guy hits the leg. The master immediately decided to arrest him, fumbling underwater for most of the day. Unfortunately, the opponent is too cunning. However, this also shows that there must be other marine life nearby. After leaving the deep water area, picked up a big fat crab. Looking at strange colors, I know the parasite's inside. It's measured in righteousness. No fire. I had no choice but to let him go and move on. I actually missed a protein meal. Lord Bay eagerly ripped the little octopus off the boat, while hesitating how to prepare this feast. Unexpectedly, the little octopus sucked his hand tightly. Lord Bay directly spoke first. The wall gave him a box lunch. Octopus is the best. The antennae. Delicious meat. Every bite is addictive. After a delicious meal, then I left with satisfaction. Returning the same way is obviously not his style. Pick up the foam board and throw it into the sea to float. This can lie comfortably on it. Return to shore with the force of the waves. So far it has not been well replenished with fresh water. And the first thing you do when you go ashore is you make seawater distillation device. After baking the bunker, cover it with a black plastic bag. Then pour the bitten seawater into it, as much as possible. If you find it troublesome to run back and forth, you can also pour your own golden liquid into it. Due to the very hot weather, when the water in the seawater evaporates, it will condense when it encounters plastic. Just put a container in it. Press a small stone on top. This converges the surrounding water vapor. Drop into container. After busy work, Grandpa is not idle. Come to the reef to collect. After filling to bags full, only then did he happily spread his feet and return, watching the sky get late. Find a rock to set up camp. Dig a bunker for a bed. Surround the dead wood to block the sea breeze. You get a luxurious view that leaks air and rain. The house is busy all day, so hurry up and raise the fire to cook. The instrument was thrown into the fire and roasted. It won't take long for a fragrant seafood dinner to be ready. Sweet, juicy, chewy, the most delicious food he has eaten in the past 2 days. Waited all night. Can't wait to uncover the plastic film. We get about 50 milliliters of fresh water. The less weight is only enough to moisturize the throat, due to the hot temperatures during the day. You can't wait for distillation in the sun. We had to find water inland. Wait until noon. Lord Bay was lucky to find a small puddle, the surrounding white crystalline rock. But it didn't make him happy. Take a sip. The ratio of salty to salty. The seawater is still above. You don't get hydration. I had to turn my attention to the gold coin bush. The leaves of this plant resemble gold coins. The interior is rich in water. Hold the leaves in the palm of your hand and squeeze hard. The branches and leaves can flow down the fingers into the mouth, although bitter and astringent. But it is the precious drinking water in the desert. Junglers have a treat. Actually, picked up a crushed sheep in the swamp. It took 9 bulls and 2 tigers. Finally pulled the big baby out of the swamp. Peel off the best fur first. It can be used as a sleeping bag to keep out the cold at night. And then you pull along the tenderloin. Cut off the best piece of meat. Take only the essence. Don't want the rest. Lord Bay with fur and tenderloin. Find a cave. There is no wind interference inside. It's easy to start a fire. It's getting late. The dinner was carefully prepared by the chef. If you want to roast the lamb tender and juicy, you lay it on the moss. Then cover with a thick layer of moss. This way, the mutton can be sandwiched intact in the middle. Even if you throw it directly into the fire, it will prevent it from burning. Less than half an hour. The smell of barbecue meat fills the air. 1 bite and your mouth is full of juice. Fragrant and tender. There is still a faint smell of moss in the meat. Delicious and happy like a fairy. After replenishing energy, Bai put on his school bag and headed towards the coastline. But it's swamp all the way. Make him jump up and down like a monkey. I accidentally fell in halfway through. It takes a lot of energy just to pull out the leg. To cope with this complex terrain, they also came up with a brilliant idea. Picked up a bunch of heather nearby. Tie them layer by layer to the sole of the shoe. This expands the stress area and distributes the weight. With the blessing of this thing, all the way unimpeded. The forward speed has improved several grades. Wait for the coastline. The foodie was locked to the big fish fluttering in the water at a glance. If you can catch one. Today's protein is on target. It doesn't matter if you don't have professional tools at hand. He was going to stun them with a rock. When you arrive at the position, raise your arm to release the first blow. The result can be imagined. The distance is only a little bit. I have no choice but to settle for the next best thing. Turn your attention to the purple sea urchin on the beach. After opening the shell, it looks like a broken egg yolk inside. One bite. I don't know how much protein is beef. Immediately feel the whole person is full of energy. This thing can sell for 500 packs in high-end restaurants. Lord Bay has made a lot of money, but the little sea urchin wasn't enough to satisfy his appetite, so I continued to search for food on the beach. Then it suddenly started to rain heavily. You can only speed up the pit digging. The corn is very wet under digging, soft and hard pieces. This is the isolation that Bai is looking for. It's as fun as panning for gold. Beware of eating raw. Chuangxi hurriedly took the dead wood to find a place to live. He had his eye on a cave. Hurry up and hide. Ebony is just the outer skin slightly wet by the fish. Whenever it touches a spark, it will burn quickly. Put the quarantine on the fire to bake. Wait 5 minutes and they will automatically open. Gently remove the meat inside. Can't wait to put it in my mouth. Sweet and full and chewy. I feel warm all over. Beautiful humming. Did you notice that the tide was rising rapidly? Dare not stay. Hurry up and spread your feet. Round the rocks to the forest above the cliff. Take a look from here. Can clearly see the coast and islands on the other side. He decided to try his luck there. As a result, it just went down halfway. I saw a building through the woods. It was thought to be the residence of fishermen, but go down and take a look. Found out it was a canning factory. Maybe the delicious canned seafood circulating in the market. It's made right here. At this moment, this abandoned factory is for Bai. Is a huge treasure. You can use the materials here to make a way. I first found a few damaged oil drums. And we fixed the iron beds and driftwood on top of them. And finally, make a luxury seat out of free iron. As for the paddles, you can tie a piece of iron to this branch with inserts. Ready. Lord Day pushes the way to set sail. Sitting comfortably on the throne. Waving the paddle in the direction. Just moved forward not long ago. A giant beast appeared next to the reef ahead. The camera zooms in and it turns out that it is a headscarf. This guy is usually 15 meters long, weighs up to 35 tons. It's amazing up close. But just to be safe, better get out of here. As you move forward, it's now off the coast, but not yet at the destination. If you have an oil barrel, you will go on strike. The seawater slowly poured in and sank the valve by half. Fortunately, he saw a fishing boat in the distance. He raised his arms and shouted to attract the attention of the people on board. Due to the distance, I had to slide the paddle hard. Saw a piece of floating ice on the way close. Immediately jumped on it. The valve suddenly loses balance. Let the poor photographer go down and take a dip in ice water. Guilty Bay also pulled the photographer up. Then take out the sawdust from the backpack and start the fire. To give the fishing boat an accurate location, see thick black smoke and a bright red coat. The fishing boat accelerated immediately, and as you get closer, you grab the ladder. So far successfully obtained the ticket home. Junglers have a treat. A 49.5 kilogram herd was caught in the polar wilderness to help the little guy out of the sea of misery. The general, who was numb, he had to hold down the antlers while he was tied to the tree. As long as you control this only weapon. It's like holding the prologue. Then I easily gave him a box lunch. So you have this head of protein. Don't worry about supplies for the next 2 weeks. For convenience to take away, Lord Bay made a sleigh out of birch branches. Reindeer are big. It's thick with snow. Every step forward is very difficult. Not long after the trek, a cliff appeared ahead. I stopped and looked at it. You can't get down with a sled. And not far away there is a steep slope next to the waterfall. That might be a good way to go. Drag the sled to the designated location. Due to the ice on the steep slopes, be very careful when going down. Unexpectedly look back, and the venison was stuck. I can't pull it. The photographer brother is also pitiful. Kindly send to feet. I never wanted to push too hard. Kick the meat directly into the river below. The good guy looks at the meat in the water. The heart on the back of the foodie hurts. The photographer's heart is also a panic. Hurry up and save the hard-won protein. As a result, I accidentally stepped on the air and fell into the water. The more you struggle, the bigger the pit. The cold river water made my legs go numb. In just 5 seconds, the body gradually begins to stiffen. Struggled for a while. Climbed up on a sled. That's all. I dare not think about the protein in the water. Decisively give up venison and continue on the road. After entering Suzuki District, it was as if the world had stopped moving. It's dead. Trying to find protein again. It's harder than going to the sky. But wit always finds a way. He fixed his gaze on a dead tree. Pull off the rotten bark. A young tree beetle has been found. Immediately put it in my mouth. It's gone before you taste it. In desperation, I had to continue. En route, Lord Bay actually took out a candy from his pocket. Put it in your mouth in front of the photographer. This wave of operations is really now. Added some sugar. The pace is much lighter. Finally found pine cones in a field of snow. And here's the thing. There are also many squirrel footprints next to it. This made him very happy. I didn't eat the venison I got before. Now I have to catch a squirrel for meat. Put a log between the pine tree and the ground. And lassos on the wood. Squirrels are born lazy. Just build them a wooden bridge. It certainly won't bother to detour. And the noose on the wooden bridge is just right to take it down. The same method arrange 7 or 8 places in one go. During the waiting period, Yi started looking for a place to build a shelter. He took a fancy to the fallen dead tree at a glance. Twigs are raised along the trunk as a frame. The mattress is made of thick caustic soda. This thing is good insulation. The gaps in the shelter are being filled with fresh pine branches to prevent heat loss from the body. Plan sawdust as a fire solution. In the blink of an eye, a warm fire rises. Respite of fire for a night. Went to check the noose the next morning. This squirrel is very smart. He broke free from the lasso and escaped. Yi was disappointed and went to the second place to check. Good guy, some movement from a distance. Take a closer look. The little squirrel has been frozen hard. I don't need Yi to relieve his pain. Take it directly back to the camp for processing, then put it on the fire and bake. The long-lost meat aroma made his eyes shine. Fat and tender, taste delicious. I don't know how many times more protein than beef. After replenishing his energy, Bai continued on his way. If you want to escape this uninhabited land, you have to find a vantage point to send a distress signal. He locked onto a mountaintop, straight through the woods to your destination. This place is so cold. I don't want to stay for a minute. Road accident. Discovered an edible almond. Plant. Green leaves will make you doubt your life. So you have to choose air-dry brown leaves. Crunch in one bite. Although it can't replenish calorie. But he is a great helper for diarrhea. After a few sips, the climbing mode is turned on. You can use these shrubs to pull yourself up. Step on the stone at every corner. As the height increases, the hills are getting steeper. He had to use the tortuous method to climb. After successfully reaching the top of the mountain, he lit a fire and made white smoke. Send a distress signal. It didn't take long for the sound of propellers to come from the sky. So far, I have successfully obtained a plane ticket home.